Greetings, my Israelite brothers and sisters, heirs, joint heirs, adopted, grafted, natural, spiritual. I hope that this message finds you all well. I want to say happy Feast of Tabernacles. Today is the 15th day of the 7th month. Yep, the 15th day of the 7th month. This is the first day of the Feast of Tabernacles. We came into service last night, and everyone came together. We like to put up Feast of Tabernacle decorations to kind of let people know that it is the feast, it is the tabernacle. So we did that on last evening, and it was great that we were able to do that. And we had a great time, So, wow. I see some things going on the highway here that's causing us to have to switch over, which is what we're going to do because they got some hang-ups going on. But anyway, nonetheless, we had a wonderful Feast of Tabernacles. Somebody said happy feast. Let me see. Queen Cleo, how you doing? How's everything up in your neck of the woods? Hope everything is well up there. Overkill. I'm looking at, on the highway, we have express lanes and regular. So they've got a car that has a flat tire, and you got 3 trucks that just decide that they're going to block the entire highway. It's anyway, happy Feast of Tabernacles. Now today we're going to have a great big feast. Here at Bethel, service starts right now. I'm late, but thank God we've got people that are there and other elders. But I'm late, but I'm on my way there. So many people are preparing food and getting it together because this is a day that you can prepare food for the feast. So we're going to have, I think, jerk chicken, fried chicken, beef short ribs, mac and cheese, rice and peas, collard greens, so much. So that's going to be today. We're going to be having a lesson today that we're going to be going over and tuning into and all like that stuff. So we're looking forward to that. But this is one of these joyous occasions where we can just hit on things as they need to be touched on and really get a good understanding of the feast days. So we kind of take our time, we slow down a little bit, make sure that people really understand what's going on. So that's what we try to do. And so that people can ask questions and all like that. How you doing, Brother Albert Kelly? Let me see, who else do we have here? Kenaya, how you doing? I said your name right this time. And all of you. So, so we're going to be doing that so people can get a pretty good understanding, or a better understanding, can we say, of what's really happening in terms of the feast days or what they mean. We taught a lesson this Sabbath, and it was called the Feast Days Sequel of 7. That was this past Sabbath. And if you did not get that lesson or tune into that lesson, go back and listen to that lesson. Okay, go back and listen to that lesson. I know we had some audio problems in terms of the volume at the very onset, but I was just basically doing the intro, so speed it up a little bit and get right to the lesson where it's audible and you can hear it, especially when we start to do the PowerPoint presentation to give everybody an understanding of what the feast days are all about. The feast days are so unlike the pagan holidays that they actually mean something. So that's what's so important with that, that they actually mean something. So that was a brother calling me, so I'm going to let him know we'll call him back later. Thank God for this bracket, the phone bracket that I have in the car, and I'm able to do live car cams without touching anything. I'm driving a car that is a loaner from the dealer because my car is waiting on a part, and because General Motors is on strike, it's not happening no way soon. But thank God I'm on warranty. Thank God that they are able to give me a loaner car. This car will drive by itself, so I had to get used to it because it picks up the lines in the road, and if you're not paying attention, you'll feel something like if you get too close to the line, you'll feel a little pull to make you go back in line or in the path that you're supposed to be traveling. So right away I figured it out, and you got to put your flicker on if you're going to switch lanes. Other than that, you feel a little pull, thinking that you fell asleep or something, I guess. I don't know. But it's a safety issue. You know, these cars today are pretty much driving themselves. You get too close to somebody, it will start to slow down without you hitting the brake. So they do have cars that will drive themselves today. I like being in control. But I was saying about the feast days. We were sharing on Sabbath that the pagan holidays people do every year, same time, same season, every year. And, you know, there's no explanation as to why there's an Easter egg hunt on Easter. People just do it. They don't know, have no idea why they do it. They just do it. And the pastor can't explain it. They'll tell you, oh, well, it's just tradition. It's for the children. It doesn't mean anything. And they tell you that because they don't know why they're doing it. So, you know, sometimes pastors and teachers feel like that they have to come up with an explanation. So instead of saying, you know, I don't know why we do that. That's a good question. I need to look into it and I'll get back with you. They'll just start making up stuff, you know, and just talking off the whim of their head and thoughts. And they'll say something like, well, there's no reason why we do it. It's tradition. Is something that we do for the kids and with the kids just to have some fun. And so a person that is very content with answers will say, oh, okay. And they'll walk away. Same thing with things like the Christmas tree. You know, even if you say we're going to recognize the birth, which, as you know, that's not in the scriptures, but if you're going to recognize the birth of Christ, then the question should be, why do we do the Christmas tree? Why do we give gifts? Why do we do that? So you should ask yourselves why. And they will say, well, you know, it's just something that we do for tradition. And they always say it's for the kids. It's just something we do for, it's our Christian culture. But anything you do should be written and documented as to why you do it in the Word of God. And that's pretty much it. I was sharing with the congregation last night that if we don't see things in the scriptures. And we started to add things to the feast days as to what you do and don't do. If it's not in the scriptures, you can't develop it as that it's something that you do on the feast day. You can't do that. So unless the scriptures exclusively tell you to do that, then you just can't make up stuff and do it because you think that's what you're supposed to be doing. So you have to be very careful, especially when it comes to the Most High's feast days, when we start to add things to it. Now, if it's something that you do as a church or a congregation, tell people that. Just say, this is just what we do, and that's it. So you don't have to say anything for that. So I just wanted to leave that with you all. Peace, and we'll see you. Tune in